Hey Big Creek, this is the Ferraras. I'm Chloe and this is Mike, and we're some of y'all's missionaries here at the University of Oklahoma with Cru, or formerly known as Campus Crusade for Christ.
And first, we just wanted to say thank you so much for the support that you guys have given as a church to help us reach students for Christ at the University of Oklahoma. God has been doing some really cool things on this campus in just this one semester, and we would love to just share very briefly what he's been doing here. So, the first thing is that we have seen students being won to Christ. At the beginning of the semester, we had a freshman who didn't really have much of a relationship with God. His name was Zamar. He started to come to community group, and he really enjoyed just learning about Jesus and how he can have a relationship with him, to the point where he started sharing with his friend Cade about this community that he's involved with and that he's experiencing life with. And so Cade was, unbeknownst to Zamar, searching for Christian community. So he was like, okay, I want to go. And so Zamar brought Cade with him, and they both have been getting involved, plugged in, learning how to have a relationship with Christ. And it's just been really fun seeing them both individually growing in their spiritual life, growing in their relationship with Christ, and seeing a whole new character with them.
A way that we've seen God revealing himself on the women's side of ministry has also been really cool. One morning I woke up to an Instagram DM from a freshman that I met during move-in week. I met her one time doing this fun video thing, and she texted me saying that she didn't know anything when people would talk about God. She didn't know anything, that she felt like her life was empty and purposeless, and she felt like maybe God was the answer. And so we were able to meet up later that day, brought her over to our house, and just hear what God had been doing, how he'd been stirring a discomfort for her life and a longing for something greater, and was able to even share the entire gospel with her, answer questions, dig in deep, and share the good news of Christ. And so we're happy to say that after a few weeks, she finally took the step of faith to surrender her life to Christ. And
So in Cru, we have 3 core values: win, build, send. And we just shared how we have been seeing God fulfill that value of winning students to Christ. The second thing we'd love to share with you is that value of students being built in Christ. For myself, I've been discipling 2 guys, Zach and Tanner, and they have been discipling 3 guys of their own as freshmen have been rolling in, and we've been teaching them how to simply sit down with students and sharpen them, build them up in Christ. They now have 3 disciples of their own. So that's 6 guys total. That's really exciting because they're experiencing God in new ways as they're not only focusing on themselves to grow, but focusing on others to grow. An example that I'd love to give is that Tanner took one of his guys, Bryson, evangelizing for the first time when Tanner first started discipling Bryson. And though it was nerve-wracking for the both of them, Tanner worried about, oh my gosh, am I going to lose Bryson over taking him evangelizing, and Bryson over, oh my gosh, what are people going to think about me as I approach them and want to have engage in spiritual conversations with them. They both took the step of faith, and coming back from it, Bryson was thrilled by the experience and told Tanner that he looks forward to sharing the gospel with more and more of his peers as it was just so life-giving for him.
at the same time, we have Rihanna. She is a junior, but freshman year, she had a roommate who wasn't a Christian. They became good friends, but Rihanna would often maybe get eye rolls or the cold shoulder when they bring up spiritual things. 2 years later, her roommate, I won't say her name, has come back and started to feel something different spiritually as she watched Rihanna get really connected in Cru. And Rihanna went to Thailand this past summer. And so as her roommate has heard all these stories, seeing Rihanna's life change, she's begun to ask new questions and consider God might be different than the way that she thought about him. And so miraculously, her roommate came to fall retreat at the beginning of the year, not even much prodding, but signed up right away. The week after she met people at the retreat, she decided she would come to community group. And just a couple weeks after that, Rihanna and I got the chance to sit down with her, hear, hey, what has changed? And then we got to share the gospel with her. And so it has been amazing to watch Rihanna take steps of faith in her friends' lives, not random people she'll never meet or Thai students who, again, she'll never see again, but people that she has relational equity with, and take the opportunity to share the gospel with them. Our third and last core value is sent. We want students to live a sent missional life for Christ, not just the years that they're on campus, but when they graduate and wherever they go, whether it's in a missional setting through Cru or internationally, or whether it's in a cubicle in their neighborhoods, in their schools, wherever God leads them. And so yesterday, we gathered some of our leaders and we just evaled, how did this semester go? Were we faithful with what God gave us? What are some weak areas, strengths? What are some opportunities and shifts that we can make next semester to be more faithful to what God has given us? And it was just really sweet to hear their hearts as we all notice, like, we want to reach more lost students. We've met a lot of people who came in Christians, but we don't know a ton of people who didn't. And so wanting to make that shift and just helping them learn, how do I start looking at the world not through my life, my schedule, but I want to start seeing people. We looked at how Jesus saw the spiritual needs of people around them and then he moved towards them. And so just really cool to see our juniors starting for that to click and realizing living our life for others is really where we're going to find joy in life. And so we just are trusting God that they'll take that with them when they graduate as well.
So Big Creek, thank you again for your generosity in helping our mission here. We really do look forward to the day when the Lord will reveal all that he has accomplished through our partnership together. I really do wonder what he's going to invite us to next.